With avoidant men, they're in two biochemical pathways. One is cortisol all the time, hypercortisol. It blocks the reception of oxytocin. It blocks all these other biochemicals they should be receiving. They never enter the oxytocin pipeline of bonding that's supposed to replace the dopamine novelty bonding in that first 6 months. They never really enter that, which is why the I'm in love falls apart, is the dopamine novelty dies. So they start saying, well, I must not love you anymore like I thought I did. But when he brings that to you and he's afraid or nervous or concerned or feels trapped, right? I'm training out of the fear word here with my avoidant friend. But when he brings that to you and he's concerned about how you'll react, he's concerned you're going to pull out the shackles and say, well, you're staying with me anyway, and now you'll live in my basement, you know? But when he's afraid you're going to do the chronic anxious thing of you will never escape from my clutches, when he's afraid of that, and instead you say, you know what? You've shared something with me. I can receive it. I don't want you to be trapped, and I don't want you to be unhappy. So if you need that, do what is fair to you. That fairness and that lack of clutching and the freedom and safety, the S word, all of this comes together. And what he can receive is number one, vasopressin, because you have now helped him resolve fear and cortisol and stress and cortisol. So you vasopressin bonded him, which is enormously important for men and especially avoidant men. They have more receptors for it at that point. But you've also oxytocin bonded him for the first time. It's like you took out a syringe of oxytocin, jammed it in his neck, and said, "It's okay if you don't love me." And he's like, "Oh, suddenly I do love you."
Compute.
Yeah. And that's
it
such
was
a miracle.
Adam, it was that day. It was after that conversation. Yes. He was like, never mind. This is definitely love.
That's the conversation. Right, that's the conversation that shows them they can love you, is because you have given them that freedom and that love, and they experience biochemically, number one, but you also prove beyond a shadow of a doubt to them that you are their person. You are someone they can trust. They cannot trust anyone else on the planet except you, and you are the one person that makes them feel good. You become their first love, and they do. Like that day, did he propose to you at that moment?
That took a little longer, but yeah, yeah, that was a huge turning point for us for sure.
Let me add you this interesting point too, because I've actually gone through a very similar experience with my girlfriend too, and we actually negotiated this, and I'm going to stress this term, negotiated this in advance during a very early stages of kind of communication, mapping out the relationship of how we wanted to go. She asked me, what will you need? What will you need in a relationship? And I say, this is a fantastic question. I said, I cannot have pity in a relationship. Pity to me is toxic. If you feel bad for me, this is it. I am out. Do not ever dare to pity me. And because what you're doing is you're taking away my right to evolve, to change, to learn, and to experience things. I'm inevitably going to do things that will be not worthy of a relationship, things that you will not be proud of, things for which you cannot respect me, in which case I need you to tell me. I need you to inform me that this behavior is not acceptable for these reasons. And then I need you to hold your line and give me the space and the time to figure out how to deal with this. Do not baby me. Do not pity me. Do not, walk away on me. Just say, hey, this was good. This was not good. Here's why. You need to fix this. I trust you to do this, but until you fix this, this is not going to happen. This is not going to continue. And this is the rule we've put in at the very, very beginning. And to me, it's a huge relief because I know we can fall back on this.
And Ricky, doesn't this sound exactly like an avoidant man who has healed and done that work, so he knows what he needs to find that love? This is exactly what a man
You've
after
done good work, Adam. You've done good work.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, we talked earlier about green flags that women should look for. This right here, that's a perfect model. If a man can come to you and tell you that clearly that's what he's looking for, and then you trust her, you trust your partner to be the person that tells you when something's wrong, and then you will diligently work and apply that and fix it.
I do not trust her for this. I do not. That is not the correct term. The reason why is because I trust that we have made this deal, and that if we were to run up against this issue, then I can come back and say, hey, remember this agreement we've had. I would like us to use this now. Because even if you forgot, I cannot expect her to remember everything we've ever talked about. I expect her to be a woman who's, involved and in her range of emotions. So if she transgresses that, I now have a safety barrier that can say, hey, we have a plan in mind. I am now invoking this plan. Let's go back to this, which we've agreed upon early on in calm stage, and let's use this now.
So you trust her to be a woman who honors her contracts.
Correct.
There we go. There's the trust element. If you like this clip, I know you're going to enjoy the full episode. You can watch it right here.